this beautiful club. Remember last week?
Yeah, a lot has changed.
A lot has changed.
A lot more needs to though, but it's a start.
It's a great start.
It's a start I didn't think was going to happen.
We're back.
Is it flag?
Yeah.
Adzy's here. So we've got Marca, Adzy, myself, Naughtsie. Worst nickname ever, but I've just run with it because you and Nuggets persisted, so I had to embrace it. But Adzy, we're here on the couches, Backchat Studios. Different setup to what we had with Derek at Castaway.
Yeah.
How you feeling? You said you're feeling a little bit naked
A
before.
little bit naked. Don't know what to do with my legs. But I'll get used to it. I like it.
I've already got pins and needles, but I've committed.
This football club. So last week, Marca and I, or darker, we were super dark last week. We were calling it as it was. We were 1 win and 10 losses in our last 11. We're still only 2 wins and 10 losses in our last 12.
We were merely reflecting the thoughts of pretty much every Melbourne supporter, right?
Yeah, of course. But we'll come to Adzy because he's in here in the new digs. Mate, how good does it feel to have a win?
Feels like flag, honestly. When you lose 5 in a row like that, and also when you go into a game and you just think, I thought we were going to lose by 10 goals again. Or
Same.
More. And then...
Well, funnily enough, you were like, you called it out.
I called it
called it before.
a day before in our chat.
And then we got the word
But I always get that, like, no matter what, like a day before the game.
But then we got the word that May was out. Not that he's been setting the world on fire, but then it was just like, oh, okay, well, we're going to lose by 10 goals.
I felt like we were dicks to you as well in the thread. Every time you said, I've got this feeling, we just kept shooting you down. We're like,
Yeah,
nah,
because
and in our defence, fair
we
enough.
were pretty bad, yeah. But now we're amazing.
Are we amazing again?
Well, that display, no, we're not. I'm being an idiot, but that display on the weekend just shows that we do still have something there. I think when we're in our darkest days, like what was it, 2012 or something around the Neil era and stuff, like we couldn't even we couldn't show anything like that. Like if we bring that to any team, and you can go back to the round 1 game as well against GWS, like we'll either win or seriously challenge any team in the AFL if we play like that. But it's just the consistency, and I don't know why they can play like that 1 week and then 4 other weeks it's just the worst performance ever. So I'm interested to see it, if they can back it up.
I was just so happy that we had 6 goals on the board at quarter time. I was just like, we can kick goals.
We equaled our top score of the season at halftime.
Yeah. 12-2.
74 points.
12-2.
Yeah.
Straight
I mean,
kicking.
that helps. And what did we win by?
10.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. It's like, have we just put the best game we can possibly do or perform, and then we've only won by 10 points? Like,
I think defensively we've still got question marks, but the one thing I'll say is...
I mean, we didn't have May and Lever.
True. And you can shoot me down on this, but I rate Freo, and it's not me trying to put Mayo in our win. People will be like, I'm trying to big it up even more. I still think this is going to be a tricky year for us. I still don't expect us to win much more than 5 or 6 games. Like, we might win 8 this year. I still expect that to be the case.
I see us finishing somewhere around the 10th.
Nah, I don't.
So you reckon we're going to have a bit of a late run?
10th is a good run, Mark. 10th means you win 11 or 12 games.
The thing is, for me, it's more about the comp itself. Like, you see Gold Coast losing to the Tigers. I just feel like you could sneak in. I'm not saying that we're going to sneak in. I don't think we're going to play finals, but you could sneak in with 9 wins.
So, I mean, if we play like we did, no, I don't.
It's going to be it's going to be so
I don't
tight.
mind it, because if we play like we did last week on Saturday, we should win our next 2. Then, like, we should. I mean, Richmond look pretty good when they're on as well, but still, I think our best looks better than their best.
Sure.
And then we go to West Coast, which, is still, like, every game's a tough game at the moment. But if we bring that, we should beat them. They still haven't won a game. So then, if we go 3-5, then how are we looking at it? Are you saying we're just going to win 2 more games after that?
No, I've changed my tune on the 5 I said last week. I think because we played a game plan, or we executed a game plan for more than 2 quarters, Like you could argue we played 4 quarters of footy. We kicked 1-6 in the final quarter. That could have been a completely different story. It was almost party time in the last 3 minutes. Sparrow missed one, Melksham missed one, Chandler missed one. It could have been party time, and the margin could have easily have blown out to 4, 5, 6 goals. We were all over them in that last 5, 6 minutes. So the thing to be really hopeful about, and we won't know until we see what happens in the next couple of weeks in particular, I think, is that style of game is something we've never played under Goodwin, in my opinion. In 21, it was long down the line. It was create forward stoppages, repeat inside 50s, trap it in, because we knew that we didn't have the finesse and the polish to play a forward handball game.
Yeah,
we played a forward handball game, and even when we were under the cosh defensively, we would take the extra handball to get ourselves out of trouble, or we would take the little short kick back into the corridor, and then we would work it back out to the wing. It was the first time under Goody in a long time I've seen us so considered with our decision making. And if you want to give him some credit, he said that it would turn at some point. It turned on the weekend. Yes, it's the sample size of one game. But the thing I'll say that gives me some serious optimism is we played a game style we have not ever seen. It clicked. It was the fastest we've moved the ball in forever. And if we can try and make that a repeatable method every single week, I think we're going to shock a lot of teams. I come back to the original point, though. It's one game. So whether we can actually sustain it or not remains to be seen. But if, for example, we played a very similar style to what we've seen under Simon Goodwin, where it was a grind, we made it really dirty, we won 70-60, I think I'd be having an entirely different conversation with you. I'd just say it's a flash in the pan. There's nothing to see here. We played a style we have not seen under Simon Goodwin.
But in saying that as well, the big thing for me was just the attack and the pressure around the pill. And you had nice little moves like Jack Varney playing a role on Sarong, which was massive.
Huge.
Like, haven't seen Sarong play a game like that in a long time, which then made Brayshaw look a lot better. But Sarong's a far better footballer than Brayshaw.
Yeah.
That was the thing. And for once this year, the ball would come into the forward 50 and it wouldn't bounce back straight away. The stats showed us that we were tackling more than we ever have in a very long time within the forward 50 and just keeping the ball locked in. And just, that was the main kind of thing with Fritsch, wasn't it? He wasn't kicking goals, but he wasn't able to put that pressure on, which is just so important. Like, if you're going to get in there, if you're not going to take a mark, do whatever you can to keep it within your forward half. So then you're giving the people in the middle and in the back line just that breather, that time to set up. That was it. It's like, and you can't do that every week because I just don't think any team can dial in or lock in on just
27 tackles inside 50.
Exactly. It's
crazy. I think
crazy
it's the best
numbers.
of the year.
Crazy.
I heard something like it's the best we've had in 5 years or something.
Second best ever under Simon Goodwin.
Yeah. So that's you can't really expect to see that again. But even if you hit in, say, 10 below that, that's still pretty good.
14 was our most before that, and it actually happened the week before against Essendon. So I thought, it sounds really funny, everyone was fixating on the third quarter. So Brad Green did when he came out with his messaging, and then Simon Goodwin obviously doubled down and constantly spoke about it in his presses. We need to do more of the third quarter. And we all like, yeah, righto, mate, it's a cop-out, we're 0-5. You actually isolate it and you go, well, there were a few things there, and then we sustain that throughout. However, the thing that we didn't do, which we'd done in the previous month, is make so many stupid, inexplicable mistakes with turnovers. And that's my point around decision-making. Like, we actually were so measured in what we did. When we were coming out of clearance, the extra handball, the lowering of the eyes.
The one that Clary, which he would normally just stream out and bomb, and then he gave a quick little one to Petraka.
Yeah.
Like that. That's why I don't understand. Like, they're fucking me up. It's like, where does that come from? I don't, like, it's a completely different team. It's like we're watching two different outfits. It's just bizarre. even the chat, like I heard Tom McDonald interviewed, I think a day after the game, and he said that they didn't even discuss the forward line really. He said all of the focus was on the backs. So
And just full ground defensive.
yeah, exactly.
in,
So
yeah,
then
how
it's
you
weird
gotta
that
set
all
up.
of that happens, up at the front end.
It's just, I agree with you. It's just weird how everything clicked. The back half clicked. Coming out of D50 was amazing. That play,
I think
kicking
straight is just.
kicking straight gives you
that's
confidence.
such, like, say you
The
miss.
whiteboard.
Honestly, connection, confidence. Let's go.
The one
like-
you're about to talk about was Player of the Year for us.
Dude, this is going to sound biased again, and I said I haven't been watching much footy, but I still watch probably 4 games a week. Like, I'm not watching the 7 or 8 that I would when Melbourne were purring in a top 4 outfit. Like, I just wanted to feast on footy. I'm still watching quite a lot of games, and it's almost the best play I've seen any team play. Like,
Ever.
no, this year. Like, the way that we worked it out, Bowie to Colt down the wing, Windsor's handball that he just fucking smacks like 20, 30 metres forward, Spargo with a little bit of interplay with Gawn, to Langford, to Petty, to Kozzy in the goal square. Like, I was laughing. Like, I was dancing up and down with my little brother and old man in the living room. We were just laughing. My little brother was like, where the fuck has this come from?
Yeah.
Like, where?
Spot on. That's what I
the
don't
way
know.
the way that we were moving the ball from the back half was as good as I've seen in a long time.
It's crazy.
Really, really good. I mean, it's almost been led by Bowie.
Yeah.
God,
Have
he's
been
good.
loving how Rivers is starting to find form as well, which is so important to us. It'll be super interesting what happens to him with McVie coming back into the side. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Surely,
I think they've already said it. haven't they?
yeah.
McVeigh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've
And
already
you
said
know,
it.
in, yeah.
Salem,
Flack.
we've been quick to say, all what's happening there, but he's definitely found a place back in the team, and
Who, Bowie or
I
something?
reckon Salem, he's not setting the world on fire, but I just feel like
He's been good
he
this
was
year,
I reckon he was decent on the weekend.
Adzy, he ran with the ball. He tucked the ball under his arm and ran for the first time in years.
Yeah.
I've not seen that in a long time.
Yeah. I just think, sorry, going back to Bowie as well, he's probably BNF for us at the moment.
Yeah,
Like,
crazy.
he's, he had, 21 at half time
Yeah.
or something?
500 metres gained to half time and 21.
Yeah.
He ends up with 29, 650 odd metres gained, whatever it was. But
Oh, that shit ass.
he set the game up.
Yeah.
And Mark is absolutely right. Everything good that came from our back half came through him. So
But you look at all
It's
the
huge.
all the teams who keep winning more than one game. But it's just like that's the game these days. Like you you put pressure on the ball as it's coming in, you work defensively, and when you win the ball back, it's like how do you work it forward? And if you're not going to be quick, it's game over.
yeah,
You have to be quick. There's a massive new stat that came out at the start of this year from Champion Data, all about ball movement and like measuring where teams are at. Funnily enough, Freo are like one of the poorest. Brisbane are number 1. Go figure. Hawthorn are kind of mid-range, which I was surprised to hear. Saints are up there. But it makes sense because you look at the people who are in Saints' back half. Amazing ball users.
yeah.
Like that's their one wood.
Wangane Malira.
But then Freo have
And
amazing ball users.
and Hill.
Sinclair,
And Hill.
Hill.
yeah.
So that's weird that they're down the bottom.
Who are down the bottom?
Freo.
Yeah, but I think they're more meticulous with their kind of and
But-
maybe they're not willing to like pull the trigger on those, really kind of
Well, there is risk
ballsy
there.
kicks.
I'm not surprised with Freo. Like, remember the game? Well, you were there, up in the NT last year. They just chipped it around.
Yeah, it was
They're
keeping
Similar
it
to
was,
like what Geelong
it was
used to do.
keepings off. That was
Yeah.
that was.
But
that
then
was
that's
cool.
another thing you can do with good ball users. Like if you got Hayden Young, he can just hit a target as many times as you want.
Can we just speak about how nice it was before we should probably speak about Kozzy? Can we speak about how nice it was to beat a team that's just absolutely
For
beaten up
sure.
on us recently?
Yeah.
Which is why it gave us absolutely like no hope.
They
Like,
beat us when we were good.
Yeah.
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 I will say the the not omission, but Jackson not playing. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Like
That's
a massive
piece, mate.
out. He is always he destroys us whenever he plays us, which is always awesome.
So the Freo one, big tick. We beat a bogey side, and then we've got 2 bogey sides to get through for the rest of the season.
Are Richmond a bogey side?
No.
Collingwood.
Oh, I thought you meant the next 2.
Collingwood and Brisbane.
Oh, I wouldn't say Brizzy. We've had our
Beat them
wins.
in a
We're
semi.
not for a
Yeah,
bit.
but we had our big win end of 2022. We beat them by 10 goals to finish top 4. Melksham Miracle as well. We've had our wins.
Last year we should have got them.
Yeah, true. But I think it's Collingwood and Carlton. Because Carlton have beaten us
Carlton
last,
recently,
recently. They've beaten us last
Since
4 or 5.
Kozzy
Not
kicked
4
that.
or 5.
Kozzy
It's
kicked that
bad.
amazing goal.
I'll give you 3.
Well, it's semi-final. It's maybe it's 3 or 4, but it's 3 or 4 by under a kick.
Yeah.
4 maximum, minimum 3.
The semi-final was.
No, we did. Shut up.
Blake
Cannot-
Acres.
Nomine Patris,
Cannot speak about it. Kozzy, Adzy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. Like 24, 5 goals, 2. I was laughing at the shit he was doing.
Same.
Like that when he took that hanger.
Petty
And
was
then-
laughing.
Yeah, our own players were laughing at what he was doing. And then I think it was in the third or maybe the last, but when he gave the peace symbol running into goals, like how confident are you in your ability to be able to do that? Running in, ball under the arm, peace symbol. There's an AFL player chasing you and just bins his 5th. Like I couldn't love him more and it will break my heart if he leaves.
I just let's stay on the fact that he's here.
He's still with us.
I was really happy to kind of see we've seen a few of these games put together, like most notable probably in Alice Springs, probably against Port that first time where he won the game for us.
Kick
I mean,
6.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. He could have kicked 7 or 8 on the weekend.
I
Yeah.
had 4 at half
but
time.
I
I was
just-
hoping for 10.
Save it for Collingwood. Do a whiz. Kick 9 on King's birthday.
I feel like the whole
That'd be
comp
nice.
has really taken notice now. Like before then, I feel like it was just us where we're like, this kid is just...
Yeah.
He just does things no one else can. And I said this to you earlier.
Yeah.
Bolton is another one of those players. And it was almost like
It was the best
who's
playoff
got the
ever.
bigger bag of tricks.
Yeah.
And Pickett came out on top. Like,
You just feel
he's-
safe, don't
yeah.
you, as well?
I'm not sure if there's another player in the comp who can do what Pickett does.
Nah. But I feel like whenever the ball was around him, and generally is, you know that something is going to happen. Like he's going to be really clean. He'll probably win, and he'll probably get a handball off. So, yeah, I just please stay.
Can he stay?
Yeah, everyone's got a price, I think.
Yeah. So do
Just
you
depends how much.
do you think it's simply a case of just getting more money and he'll stay?
There's so much to play out
Money talks.
towards the end of this year.
Would know.
like, yeah, there's so much to play out.
It's hard. How
For me, it's like if he goes to Freo, they've taken Jackson and Pickett.
Oh,
And Farmer.
Yeah, Sylvia, Hogan.
We got Jeff White, I guess.
true. Hogan.
Oh,
We
my-
passed on Jesse.
They've really just
coming back.
done a number
no,
on
we
us.
didn't.
We did.
From Freo coming back.
Yep.
We said no.
Yep.
How do you know that?
I know. Trust me.
Have you heard that before?
Sorry, I was fixing up my microphone.
Apparently, we passed on Hogan coming back from Freo.
Yep.
Well, that's fucked if that's the case.
You're a bit rattled, both of you.
Yeah. Yes.
Because he's amazing.
No, he's the best
And
forward in the
like
club.
literally
You knew
exactly
that he
what we
was
need.
He was my guy.
I know. That's why I genuinely
Had to
believe.
deal with Salem for the last.
I genuinely,
The weed.
yeah.
I believe in this. We should try not to, and it's very difficult. Try not to get too hung up on players leaving. It sounds a little bit.
Well,
silly.
I mean, I said a long
24
time
and
ago,
5.
I'm like, I don't want to talk about it, and here I am talking about it. I just want to enjoy it while he's here, whether that's for 1, 2, or 3 years.
But the whole adage of no player is bigger than the club, like I would be an absolute hypocrite. I've been saying it.
He's
for-
huge.
I've been saying it for many years.
He's so much bigger than that.
I've been saying it for many years. No player is bigger than the club. Life goes on. We find others. We keep replenishing.
Oh, but you don't find other
You-
Picketts.
No, I know. And like, mate, I'm experiencing it at the
Or
moment.
Jacksons, actually. Fuck.
Yeah, that'd be 2 unicorns to the same team. Imagine Kozzy and Shai Bolton in the same forward line.
Yeah, that's unfair. And
It's-
Tracy.
It's hard. Like the Wiz leaving is genuine PTSD. Like that hurts a lot.
Still.
And still hurts and will forever hurt. Like I distinctly remember the time when he left and we were 11, 12, however old we were, and
2002?
yeah, it was like, and it's like it was like my first, genuine affection and love for a
Yeah,
footballer.
he's my favourite D ever.
Yeah, I almost think he's
Not
my
the Ox?
favourite as well.
In terms of like the player that
Yeah,
I just like that made me just
Yeah.
completely like,
love football.
yeah.
I
was a
think I'm the
party.
same. I think mine's Jeff Farmer as well. So
And I
I
think
understand that people will get very emotional and very upset if Kozzy were to leave, but you just got to remember that.
That's why I don't want
life
to
goes
tax
on.
myself too much. I'm just appreciative that I get to see it at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you know
he's
what?
fine. He's all right.
It's the other thing is the other thing as well is
It's overrated, I think.
the other thing as well is we've got to remember that he's here for the foreseeable. I don't think it's a fait accompli he leaves at the end of this year. I think if we're going to do a deal or a deal happens, I reckon it would happen at the end of next year.
Do you know what would help
So,
if we win more games than we lose? That
and a
would
new
help.
coach.
I don't know, but I don't know what his relationship is like with Goodwin. So maybe he loves Goody. Maybe he has an amazing relationship with him. And if they sack Goody and we have a shocking end to the year like we have started, then, of course, like, see ya kind of thing. Not see ya, but like, I understand that you're going.
I just think it's so. Let's park it for now. But I reckon
Gee, we'll talk about it in another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I just think that there's a lot of water to go under the bridge. I still think it's quite early, this conversation. I know a lot of people like to speak about it. They talk about the Freo links because trade talk is probably the biggest thing.
We've
in
been
footy.
talking about Pickett for almost since he's like played a good game that he's going to be. I feel like this has been a narrative that has gone
It
on
has.
for a long time.
However, I think we can at least try to. It's hard, but try and put it in a box until, I don't know, if things intensify halfway through this year towards the end of the year, then we'll obviously have to speak about it in more depth. However, the way I look at it, I'm just really excited for the next month of footy now with Kozzy.
I will happily sack that chat and only talk about
let's not
his
talk about it.
performances. Yeah.
Great, because this is the way I look at it now. And this is, I think you're absolutely spot on. And we spoke about this when I was in the car before. I think now we can compartmentalize all that shit and we can just watch Kozzy and rock up to the G. And it's a privilege to see a player like this because Marca and I, and I'll throw it to you, Adzy, we believe he's the main man now. It used to be Gawn. It used to be Clary. It used to be Petrarca. They've all kind of it's been interchangeable in terms of who the main man of this team is.
Yeah.
I actually think it is.
It is him now.
It's Kozzy.
And he showed that. Like
Yeah.
24 and 5. Like,
Well,
if he doesn't play, we lose.
I also would love to. He's had an amazing start to the year, but we haven't seen him put together a complete year. Would we all agree with that?
Well, he
Yeah.
just
Correct.
gets suspended too much, basically.
For sure. And he's missed the first, 3?
Yeah.
Did you see when he
He hasn't played round 1 for like 2 or 3 years.
If he
'Cause-
played round 1, we win.
Yeah. Exactly right.
Which is, and going into
We
that
lost in
game, I was
40
like, I was
seconds.
still so angry with him because I was like,
we win.
gee, we could use you today. And then imagine him against a North after coming off anyway, it's done.
He lined
Yeah.
up a bloke a little bit.
I saw when he came across, it was in our forward 50. He
He'll
came
never
out of
stop
nowhere.
that, though. He'll never stop
He
it.
needs to stop. And
I don't
think he
it's-
will. Like, it's just part of his game.
He's
Like,
Pickett.
it's part of the package. You just got to know Freo. Like, if you get him, like, that's what he's going to get suspended here and there.
Yeah,
But, it's intimidating. Like, he plays on the line. So if you see him running at you, you actually don't know. You're like, this guy could knock me out.
He came from screen right. I know exactly what you're talking about. And everyone else was stagnant. And then this like figure just went.
Oh, that was
And it
always
was-
going to happen.
I was just like, as
Christine
soon
Couch.
as it happened, like I was just like, oh no, like because I was just like, he's just gonna go again in
Yeah.
weeks.
Well, he didn't. But he's amazing, and I think he's the main man.
Yeah, I think
I think
I
Max
might
was,
go.
Max
Yeah,
was
I was
pretty
going to say
maney.
Max in the
Max
last
was
quarter.
massive.
Who's Maney then? Do your top 5. Actually do your top 5 most important. Go Adzy. Right now.
I would say Max.
Number 1.
Yeah, I still think Max is number 1 when he plays like he did on the weekend. And also, you can't just put him away from 1 now because of, one game from Kozzy. I'd probably say
good
Kozzy 2 just in front of Track, which is probably a little bit harsh on Track as well. Like, he's a superstar.
Blazers away, though.
Kozzy, I think for us, we need good disposal, and Kozzy really brings that to the team.
Bowie's ahead of Track.
After Track, I mean, when he's at his best, and we haven't seen it yet really this year, Clary, I still can't take him out of there. Like, I think he's had
Can we talk about him after you go through the top
he's
5?
he's had a rough couple of years, and he's still finding his feet. But everyone's like, oh, he's not what he used to be, and he isn't at the moment. But he's still ticking over with 30 touches, 25 touches. But I think it's his disposal which worries everyone, which I can see that. And then lastly, I would have said May, but I think he's not in there anymore. I'd probably say Lever. Yeah,
I agree. I think Lever has to be a top 5.
Yeah.
You similar vibes?
Yeah, I would agree with that list. Can we talk about Clary?
Jeffo's not in there?
Jeffo's not in there yet. Fullerton bit
Fullers.
off. But nice to see that he got a game.
Fuller's tried.
On the weekend, it was so glaring that Clary just wasn't the Clary that we have grown to know and love. And I just feel like, he was missing some handballs that resulted in turnover. It was just some really uncharacteristic stuff. I'm still confident that it's going to click again and go to another gear because when you miss that much football and when so much has happened in his personal life, I feel like maybe we were just expecting him to just go bang. Mm-hmm. But I feel like this is one where he's going to work into the season a bit more. And I think Track too. And I think Track is going to go to another level again, especially just with the confidence of winning. And by all reports, Track did some speech at the end of the game. Did you hear about this?
Well,
yeah.
He actually didn't.
What?
So I put something out.
Fuck you, Marco.
Okay, well, I'm off.
No, it's not you. It's Tom Morris. So I put something.
He spoke about...
Wasn't Tom Morris the one that broke it?
Well, yeah, he was.
He was like, I'm told Track did this amazing speech. And
So do you want to let's just play it and see if it comes through. This is Christian Salem on an interview.
One of those in the rooms. Christian Petrarca led a little stirring moment for the players. Talk us through that. Tell us what happened there.
To be honest, I'm not too sure where that story came from. I must have been in a different room, but there's not too much substance to that, to be honest.
All right, well, it's good to clear that up. That's all. There's a little story bubbling around. You can...
So that was
so interesting. Okay, well, I take back everything I just said because
I was getting into that too.
The last thing that I saw was Petrarca
Saying
gave
he's bought into
some...
the club
Yeah,
and-
he's just gave this, spine tingling...
apparently didn't happen.
What a weird thing to break, as if
Someone's feeding him information though. Tom Morris.
Well, obviously, it's not like he was in the rooms.
No.
But what a weird thing to feed.
Yeah. So who fed it?
What would you... But what...
Maybe he did it just to the
I'm
leaders.
just curious at what would start that conversation. Yeah, I was at the D's game, Tom. Oh, yeah, how were they in the rooms? I'm sure they would have been happy. Yeah, mate, you wouldn't believe it. Petrarca got up in front of everyone and gave this amazing speech. He was standing on an esky and, everyone just gave a round of applause after.
Yeah, I was
What
thinking
a weird thing to lie about.
I was thinking William Wallace type vibes.
Yeah.
Like he's standing there.
Freedom. So, yeah, that's just a bizarre thing to make up.
So weird.
But I obviously, Salem probably had his headphones in and...
No, but Salem's the type of guy that's so laid back and listen to him. He's
I love
so
that he
honest.
just called that out. He could have easily
Yeah,
been
it's
like,
like,
it was really good, backing up Track. He's
It
like,
was
no,
like-
it didn't happen.
Yeah, no substance to that.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. So anyway, Track.
Great speech.
Such a good speech.
But I still feel like, especially now, I just would have loved
If you did the speech.
if you did that speech, but also for his own confidence, when he's not on the move in the forward 50 going for goal, when he's got a set shot, it's like he's missed it before he's kicked it. Like he's just like so tensed up, and he's just like.
If we lost that game, I was so ready to ridicule him for missing that one at the end of the third.
There's no like fluidity. There's just like
Who's the other player that's annoying? That
always
kicking
been the
for goals?
case.
Oh, Max.
Max, just go for the right point post.
Every
Every single time. He pulls it to the left every single time.
Yeah.
His last quarter was unbelievable. He had 10 disposals, 5 score involvements.
It was his marking. It was his marking that was saving it saved the game, and we hadn't seen that marking for a bit. Shouts out to Ted. Me and him were at the pub watching the game, and just before he started really clunking them, we were like, where is Max's
and Russ.
grabs gone?
Shout out to Russ.
Russ
Howcroft.
Ted's dad, Jock, had a great little contingent there.
How many people at Sorrento Hotel? Days.
Heaps, which is says,
Such a D's place to watch.
Says a lot about our demographic.
Singing after the game?
But as soon as we said that, he just started clunking everything, and then we just said to each other, we will never downplay Max again.
Can I big up Max though, who shoveled out the handball to Harvey Langford?
Max out of the ruck.
Yeah, and wasn't that a moment, Adzy? Harvey's goal.
Jeez, he's going to be good. Like he's kicked the winning goal. I think he had 17 or 18, and then he was a bit quiet the week before, but like his first full game of AFL, he has 26 and 1. He's 18. He's already huge as well. Like
he's so big.
Yeah, he's just such a good size. You can just tell we've got a gun there. And also, they've clearly drafted good kicks. Him and Lindsay just look so composed when they're coming out. 100. Left foot raking kicks, hit low bullet passes. And I don't know if Harvey, I think he's had 2 or 3 goals now on the run.
Yeah.
And hasn't looked like missing so far when he's on his left peg.
Yeah. No, I'm over the moon with Harvey. I reckon he's awesome. I think we've absolutely nailed it. And some of the other kids who are in that draft look sick. Like Layla's obviously a freak. Murphy Reed looks really good.
He played well.
He's a very good player as well. But I have this sneaking suspicion we'll look back in 3 or 4 years and be like, maybe we got the best of the lot. Or the second best. And he's a...
Yeah. I think Lawler looks amazing.
Layla's probably going to be the one, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh, there's a lot to play out. I even Sullivan, is it?
Oh, yeah, from Geelong.
No.
Whoa. He's
Connor O'Sullivan, yeah.
Fucking hell, he's amazing. Now we're talking about Finn O'Sullivan.
Yeah, Finn.
And Jagger Smith, we obviously haven't seen yet.
The one from Geelong.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, he's going to be so good.
Where's number 14?
Yeah,
and that was always going to happen. He got Selwood's number.
That's crazy.
But he was the draft before the most recent one, right?
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I hate Geelong, so I don't really care.
Yeah, let's not talk about him.
Yeah.
Move on.
It was annoying. It was really hard to watch Easter Monday, knowing that they're both good now.
Geelong have just never dropped
game.
off the cliff. We've been saying it for 10 years, I reckon. Like, this is the year they're going to drop off.
Never.
It helps that they're a destination club and basically every player that's out of contract wants to go there. Get sold the dream, paid under the table.
It's just annoying to see clubs like
Bailey Smith,
Geelong.
Probably putting together his best season ever so far.
Yeah. Flipping birds left, right and centre.
Yeah.
That was like Danger when he joined him. Remember that first Easter Monday? He kicked like 5 and...
He kicked 5 off one leg. I think he got injured.
He's winding back the clock again as well this year, which is annoying.
He's gonna have that kind of mid-forward role. He's got the All-Australian jacket at the moment, and that will be his 9th.
9th.
That's got to be most ever, is it?
That is most ever.
Yes, because he's equaled with Gary Ablett Jr.
I thought Gary Ablett Jr. has 8.
Paul Roos is up there.
Robert Harvey.
Max has got 7.
Amazing effort, but an easier position to get it. But there's only
we're not
8
taking away anything from, but we are.
But no, actually, do you want to just cut that out, Nick?
But it has to be said.
Like
less people play.
Chuck the cans on. Let's go to the DMs, and then we'll come back and talk about this game. Teams will be out in 15 as well, which is exciting. But
what do we reckon? Do you reckon he's going to
I'm kind of about Disco. I want him to have a good run.
He was playing really well that first half as well. Disco.
I know.
So, do you reckon Bailey and Rue still out? Yeah.
I think so. Like all reports are, they didn't do enough in terms of
We should talk
defensive
about Petty as well.
I'm confused. I don't know what we're going to get out of him week to week. I think he's a mystery. And I'm with Marca. Marca was saying in our thread, and I completely concur. He looks like a 40-year-old the way he runs around. And then as soon as the ball...
How old is he?
He's 25. As soon as the ball hits deck or it's in his vicinity, he just comes to life.
But
He's the weirdest
He
player.
actually takes a grab.
I know.
Whereas Rue, he's got hands like frying pans. Like it literally just bounces off them.
Rue, it's defensive pressure. They just need to clean it up. All right, we'll roll through these.
Rue's young.
Rue's young. So I promised the listeners I would roll through the DMs on the show
So's Petty,
tonight.
so's Petty,
So-
I guess.
Let's have a listen. We're going to start here. So
He looks 40.
this is my this is my fault. I actually haven't fixed this up yet, where you have to put your first name in. So this is from Anonymous. This is just a nice little quick one.
Throw the bank at Kozzy Pickett, and I've booked myself in for a premiership tattoo.
Okay, he's confident. Anonymous is confident.
Was that Nuggets?
Premiership tat incoming? No, it wasn't Nuggets. I mean, it could have been. It was Anonymous. Let's go to James and have a listen to James. Now, I just need to make sure. I'll have to reload, boys. I'm really sorry. This is great for the listeners.
It's all right, we can just talk about Kozzy going on Freo for a bit longer, Jerry.
So
Tattoo would be big.
tattoo would be big. I promised that I was going to get a premiership tattoo when we.
Do you have
won
any
a flag.
tattoos?
None. Do you have tat?
No tat.
No tats.
No,
Do
I'm
you-
tatted up.
What do you got?
I got a monkey on my ankle.
Explain it.
Oh, okay.
This
I
is
was
good.
about-
I had to reload.
Yeah.
This wouldn't have happened
I was
otherwise.
in Amsterdam. with
Oh,
friends.
say
what
no
a
more.
start.
Yeah.
What a start to the story. I was in Amsterdam.
I was getting called a cheeky little monkey from my friend, so then I got it put on my so I got put on my ankle.
Why were you getting
It was about
called
5 a.m.
a cheeky
so-
little monkey?
I don't know. I was calling him a mischievous little devil as well, and then he got a little devil on his ankle. And then when we woke up the next morning, we were like, "Oh, I'm the D supporter. I probably should have been the one that got the devil." So he's a Pie supporter, but yeah, it's there for life.
For large?
No tickets.
Oh, tickets.
Yeah.
No dramas. All right, let's listen to James.
Boys, how about that? Kozzy Pickett is our forward line. Don't worry about anybody else. Get him out. Keep Kozzy in there. Just leave him in there, please. Don't get rid of him. We need the man. Back scoring 28. Still can't kick a footy. Harrison Petty, our backman, comes in and kicks a few. But yeah, no. All in all, what a game to experience. It wouldn't be anything less than Melbourne to play 4 quarters of footy for me to nearly throw my phone through the TV screen with 5 minutes to go, thinking we're going to shit the bed here. But we're unreal. Simon Goodwin has weaseled his way through to another win. Let's hope we can keep this moving forward. But all in all, up the fucking D's, boys. How good?
Yeah. Love that. Like
James.
a couple of points there. I think Petty as well, which we sort of touched on, but also I think T-Mac needs to be talked about a little bit here.
Oh,
Like he just continues to be the best utility for us. Like he just does what's needed. He's been amazing in defence. He's got no May and Lever back there last week. Petty goes forward. Like I just think he's putting together a really great season
Yeah.
again.
Tom McDonald is one of the great servants of our footy club.
Yeah, well said.
And Tom McDonald was a pick 53 as well, just to remember.
In the dying minutes of the game, that the Rivers chase down. Oh,
Oh,
that was goal.
Yeah.
unbelievable.
That was so goal.
And it was great to see Riv bounce back 26, used it well, 10 marks. We've been waiting for that because he's had a shocking start to the year.
Yeah.
We know his role has been a little bit confusing, but he got back to his best. That goal was sick as well.
Yeah.
The way he just bounced up and binned it. Very good. Let's listen to Zorks over in Japan.
Well, how fucking good was that, boys? It's your boy Zorks, currently on the streets of Shibuya in Tokyo. Watched the game via an illegal stream. I just called in to say one thing. Melbourne Dimonzu wa mo makinai kari o shirenai Harrison Petty wa watashi no yahagi. which essentially means the Melbourne Demons may never lose again, and Harrison Petty is my GOAT. Let's go. Love the pod. Seas on the flip. Canadoy.
Season flip.
Yeah.
That
love
was
it.
impressive from
Or
Zorks.
C is on the flip.
Oh.
On the flip side, maybe.
Oh. Like
Yeah.
see us at the game? Or
Yeah.
is
Catch
he-
you on the flip.
Okay.
Let's go season on the
Let's
flip.
go
though.
season on the flip, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Season on the flip. Very impressive from Zorks.
Yeah, had no idea he could do that. It's
Very
good.
nice pronunciation.
Really, really nice pronunciation.
Probably all wrong, but
Yeah, there's a
Fooled me.
high probability it was wrong, but that's okay. Love you, Zorks. Let's go to Anonymous.
Charlie Spargo Appreciation Week. Thanks, boys.
Oh, Spargy. Spargy gets a run. So he had 19 disposals.
yeah, and it's
So high for him.
That's really high for him. Yeah.
He feel like he just hasn't really had a good run at it with his body. Loving his composure and coolness around the ball.
Mm. He plays a hard position as well, I think. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard for him to get into the 20s and stuff, but he's obviously in there for his ball using ability. Like, he's such a good kick. Those short kicks, like, he actually lowers his eyes. But, yeah, I want to see a bit more of
Bit
it.
of Mick Adzy about him as well.
I can't kick far, yeah.
But yeah, don't need him to.
No, you don't need him to. I loved his little link-up handball with Gawn for the best player of the year as well, where he cuts back inside to outside.
He's very composed.
Yeah. I think it was always going to take time. He just needed some games. He had a long layoff. So now we're starting to see more from him. He's still maligned.
Still pile.
Maybe, probably still Pile. Do you know what? We were 1 week away from ripping out Pile. But now the Pile's on hold for a bit. So, I mean, we could still do it.
Nah, he's not pile.
No. Let's listen to let's listen to Leon. So Leon sent in one voicey and then he followed up again. And Leon's an old D's tragic and he was just very excited. So let's have a listen to him.
Hi, it's Leon again. Look, again, Viney shutting Sarong down was just fantastic. Who'd have thunk it? Just brilliant. Brilliant. And, you know, this is a sign of better things to come. And who says the season's gone? Fantastic. Great. Thank you.
Leon.
How
good
many
on-
did he send in?
Good on you. Well, he sent a previous one, but he wanted to follow up. But I just wanted to make the point about Viney, which Marca has spoken about. And I agree with Leon. I think there's a lot more to gain out of this season as well. We've spoken about that, like watching the younger players coming through and blah, blah, blah. But if we get ourselves to that scenario of 3 and 5 going to Hawthorn, like who knows? Footy's weird. His point on Viney, though, coming back to that. So now that we know that Viney has done really well in that tagging role, do we just simply just keep doing that every week? Is that it now?
I think so. I mean, depends who you're playing against. This week, probably not.
Yeah.
Um,
West Coast? Do we need
but
to?
being a tag can play you into form. Like playing on a Caleb Sarong, who's, you know, besides Nick Dacos, is probably second in the comp almost if you're looking at midfielders.
Bont.
Oh, Bont, yeah. Bont's back. He rose from the dead. But, you know, he's right up there. He can sort of look at his running patterns and what he's doing, and it can build a bit of confidence as well. So I'd like to see him not tag this week, but definitely if we play against another team that has an absolute gun midfielder, chuck him on him.
I'm not sure if he has, say, the legs to go with the Dacos. I'm not sure anyone really does, but I feel like it was a better matchup with Sarong, just because how combative Sarong is. It kind of suited. Dacos doesn't play like Sarong.
No.
He does his own thing, which is, you know...
He's untaggable, pretty much.
He's unbelievable. He's the best player in the comp for me.
Well, weirdly enough, Neil...
High supporter.
Your
You
pies.
didn't, yeah.
Weirdly enough, remember last year, Neil Bullen beat him in the first half?
Yes.
And then he just went bang.
Yeah, of course, because you can't keep him down for
Yeah.
the whole game.
I mean, sorry, I'm just going to speak about Dacos for a little bit, but watching his game...
You should have hit him when he had the chance.
No, that was Maynard.
No, it wasn't. It was Nick Dacos.
I remember because I was there. It was Maynard.
No, I'm talking about when you're in the car on the way to the Jake Lever interview.
Oh, yeah. And I didn't really want to do a hit and run, but...
You had the chance.
Yeah.
You could have taken him out.
I just respect him, to be honest. Like, he's so good. He's like one of those players. He's like a Gary Ablett Jr. but almost like weirdly a better kick as well.
Amazing kick.
He was playing against the Lions and there's a very good tagger, a couple of them that go to him, Berry being one, and he just breaks them.
Yeah, I will say that he's not junior yet.
No way.
No, not yet, but he's on that.
Junior did it for the worst team in the comp. He was the best player in the worst team in the comp and the best team in the comp.
Yeah, but do you think that Dacos wouldn't do it in a bad team? Like if you look at like Harry Sheasel, for example, he's doing it a little bit at North and probably isn't getting the recognition.
Sheasel's not doing what...
not what Gary Ablett did, but I think Dacos, if you put him in North's team, I think he would be doing a similar...
Gary Ablett took contested marks, 1-on-1. Dacos still, like, if he builds his strength and, like... teams used to, like, whole tag Gary Ablett Jr. Like, there's this famous footage of Isaac Smith talking about it, like, when Gold Coast played Hawthorn, who were a great team, playing against a Gold Coast, and they would whole team tag him. And he would still have 44 and kick 3. Like,
he's not there yet, but he's still, what is he, 22?
Mate, he's a freak. Like, he's unbelievable. I think he and Bon are, the two best in the comp.
I think it's a moot point.
Or Cameron on his day, but...
The comparison game for me, I get a little bit sick and tired of it.
But
because at the end of the day, he's going to be, for this era of footy, for this 15, 20-year era, he's going to be a top 5.
I don't think Gary Ablett Jr.'s first 50 games were as good as what Dacos were.
Professionalism standards have changed as well in terms of coming into it.
No one will ever top Gary Ablett Jr. in my opinion.
Ever?
No.
He's the best I've seen. Anyway. Dacos, I'm not taking anything away from him. I just want to make sure that we remember Gary Ablett Jr.
I've forgotten him.
Clearly. I'm
joking.
Let's listen to Tane. Let's have a listen to this one.
Hey, Naughtsie, how's it going, mate?
Good.
Fairly emotional after that win, but I just want to put the flowers on Tom McDonald's name. No May, no lever. And he really just stood up and did his thing today. Nothing pretty as usual, the Tom McDonald way, but he just got his job done. Won his one-on-ones, did his thing. Love to hear your thoughts on that, boys.
Well, we already shared our thoughts on that. So that's a
sorry
great
about
point.
going to that early.
No, I've got a follow-up on that. So I've said this consistently. There might be a world where Stephen May starts to fall off a cliff. I don't want him to.
It's sort of happening a little bit.
Exactly. So my point is, with Disco going back behind the ball, it's going to be hilarious if Petty... if Petty just becomes our forward now. If it actually happens, and just really weird, what if we just delayed it a year where the Petty thing worked at the back end of 23 for 1.5 games? That's all it was. It was Richmond 6 goals, North Melbourne 3 goals in the first half, and then he got injured in that third quarter. And then we went, all right, you're our key forward now. And that's all it was. The sample size was a game and a half. Now we've gone back to... after the failed experiment last year of kicking 9 goals in a whole season playing forward, virtually, right? Now we've gone back to it, and the guys kick 4 in one game. So my point is, if we actually end up going, no, you're our guy now in the forward line, and it clicks and he starts actually kicking goals, then I think there's a world where when Lever comes back into the team around King's birthday, and hopefully he stays fit for the second half of the year, that maybe Stephen May doesn't get picked in our lineup because Disco's there and Tom McDonald's there. Is that fair? Or
no,
not yet.
He
not
simply
yet.
plays.
Yeah, not yet. I know where you're going with it, but not that early. Like maybe next year.
I feel like May as well. Like not the game previous, but he played well. Like not too long ago. So it's not beyond him to be the guy down in defence still. And I also feel like, especially playing against someone like a Tom Lynch, I'll be much
need
more
a big body.
I'll be much more comfortable with May on him.
This one is from D Hater, and
is this darker?
and the email that was attached with it is Petrarca's cooking is no good at hotmail.com. But
I actually made one of his meals the other day.
But
how was
it? Was awesome.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's a pasta. which you'd like, Marca, being
Yeah.
Italian.
But
Was it efficient? Time efficient?
It was time efficient, so they're all time efficient. It was pork meatball pasta.
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's have a listen. It's really quick.
You still suck.
That's it.
Sorry.
You
We-
still suck.
We still suck. That's it. Is that? I don't.
Just that person in the background. Wait, what?
Yeah.
What was that? Let's have. I can't actually read out the name of this one, but this person knows who they are. So yeah, can't read the name out.
How good's bloody Christian Petrarca's cooking channel? Oh, mate, I can't get enough of it. Best thing I've ever seen. Oh,
That's it.
I mean, it's not the best thing I've ever seen, but
Well, it worked for you.
yeah, I had an ad pop up. Like I hadn't even thought of. It wasn't like a premeditated thing. It just popped up, and I thought it looked nice. And then when made it, it was good.
Can we get some songs sent in? I'm jealous of what the Sash have done.
Songs from fans.
Yeah, so the Sash have been doing the voice notes for longer than us because, I mean, I had 2 kids and got a bit lazy and didn't want to have to listen
Not
to
good
them all
enough.
now. Now my kids are, of an age, 10 months and, 3-year-old, so I don't have to, worry about them as much. So, no, I'm just joking. But I'm just making a concerted effort to get the people back into the fold, all the listeners. And some of the songs that get sent into the Sash are so creative. Unbelievable. So can we get the musicians out there?
Yeah. What
the footy
happened
club?
to
The best was that guy who sang
used to
in for
intro us.
Dwayne Russell about the Suns. Did you see that?
Nah.
No?
He sang "Here Come the Sun." Here comes the sun.
Oh.
Diddle-diddle.
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
like little Dwayno. It's
All-
gold.
all the musicians or all the people who are creative enough to do a rhyme.
Don't even need
or-
to be a musician.
No, I know. Just
I want
send a bit-
some
Well,
rap.
you were a musician.
I want some rap.
You created a song once.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
Aussie hip hop would be cool.
Sick.
Yeah.
Send it in. Just like hype it up. Get
Yeah.
weird. Let's have a listen to Jason, who has been on the DeeBrief once upon a time.
This is Jason from Heidelberg, first-time caller, long-time listener, one-time guest on DeeBrief itself. Want to say to all those doubters of Goodwin, no use changing coach halfway through a season or this early during the season. Not going to make a difference. A temporary coach is not going to come in and change the fortunes of the club. Not going to get a game plan done or learnt in that amount of time. And a temporary coach is not going to be appointed as a coach next year. So let Goodwin sit there. If he needs to go, he can go at the end of the year. But no use calling for his head halfway through the season. Wake up to yourselves.
Jace, thoughts?
Fair enough.
I agree.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll cop it.
I think the midway season sacking doesn't do any good.
Okay.
I think you just see them out.
So I've said this before as well, and I got a bit emotional after the Essendon game, and I'd had a few too many sherbets, and I did one of those stupid post-match things that I'm doing at the moment. And I said, get rid of him, get a caretaker in ASAP. But I actually agree with Jace. I think if we're going to do it, let's say the season doesn't pan out the way we think it will, and maybe Goody's not the man to take us forward. You make an announcement, round 18, round 19. You give him the last 4 or 5 weeks. It's a big swan song to see him off. He's won us a flag.
The most important thing is ensuring that whoever's coming in for him is someone that is better than him, right? And
Of course.
and doing the homework and making sure that they're keen.
Yeah. That's what they'd be doing at the moment. Like, they'd be speaking to a lot of people, but there's no point in sacking him now.
The other thing as well is, and I'm with you, Marca, from last week, we didn't want the 0-5. No one wanted the scenario we were in. Like, if he actually turns it around and we start playing scintillating football and it clicks and all the players say that they love him and we can see that this new game plan that he's built is working.
Let's
like,
go.
Play
Yeah.
on. Like, honestly, play on. It would need to be a very clear game plan. It would need to be consistent. We would need to see us sustain it for long enough. And we'd also need to get wins on the board. Like, we would have to come with a rush, maybe just miss finals, limp into finals, knowing
like a 2020.
maybe. But then there's this other side of me that says, could it all be a facade and maybe the best thing is to move him on? I'm conflicted with that, but I think we're going to find out a lot about...
It's a wait and
we're
see.
going to find out a lot about this football club in the next 8 weeks.
Next 2 weeks, I reckon.
Next 2 weeks are big, but I think it's more after
No,
that.
but if you lose either of them, then that's
Then we're back to
extreme pressure again. Yeah.
Are we back to sack if we lose next two?
Not back to sack. I think it's more just like we're back to sack.
Yeah.
Next two are important, but I think beyond that, Hawthorn, and then we go Brisbane, Sydney, Saints, Collingwood.
Yeah, it's a hard run.
Is Sydney's G though, right?
Yeah, we could do Sydney.
Could beat Sydney.
What
were the other ones?
Hopefully,
Brisbane,
is Goulden
won't beat
going to be
Brisbane or
back?
Hawthorn.
Huh?
Is Goulden going to be back?
Don't know. Probably comes back for us.
Oh yeah, we'll cop that every week.
Yeah.
How good is it that Noah Bolter has a curfew, by the way, and he can't play the game?
Is that not the weirdest thing ever? Like, it's so strange.
Yeah.
What are they actually going to do if they announce
Well,
it?
I was thinking
He
they could
can't
just
play.
put him on for a half and sub him off and then send him home.
He can't. Well, Richmond supporters putting their apartments up. It's like, do it, but not to get.
You'll
not-
love that though.
It's funny on one hand, but not to get too serious. It's like
What are you doing?
the guy's belted someone.
Yeah.
Like, can we not see it for what it is? And
Yeah.
the action. Like, yes, part of it's comical, but also like, why are you giving your home to a?
Yeah. I don't think that the action is funny at all, but I think the whole, curfew, we can have a little bit of a laugh about just the fact that he's missing.
100% we
games.
can.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, the curfew.
The
is
fact that that's on like the
It's on the thing.
on
Says
the
curfew.
injury list.
It says curfew. Yeah, it is weird. We'll go with two more and then we'll wrap up and read teams. So this is from Jeremy.
Lads, Jeremy from Canada here. First time caller, long time listener. Flew in to town last week and went to the G with my 3-year-old today, her first game. And it was bloody beautiful watching her face light up when Kozzy went bang, bang, bang. What a fucking day. Great performance, great victory, and up the fucking D's. Yeah!
What a first game to
Yeah.
take a kid. Fantastic.
How good's that?
Beginner's luck. Like it.
Also, Jeremy, Canada, good on you.
Yeah.
He's come over. And I don't know what the time zone difference is to watch games.
12.
Yeah. I think similar to the US.
Oh, so it's just like the NBA.
Yeah.
So he's just watching games like late morning, early morning?
Or just staying up.
I just staying up. I don't know. I'm used to the wee hours of like 2 a.m.s and 3 a.m.s with soccer.
The APL, yeah.
It's fucked. It's really bad. And then we've got one last one, and then we've got an interesting inclusion that's come into the lineup. So this is only 4 seconds, boys, and it sums it all up at the moment, I reckon. This is it from Rowan.
Flag.
I was going to say that. I thought a flag was coming.
That's it. It's a flag. And you can take the cans off.
Yeah.
We can get stuck into the teams, but
Can we go to the other can?
you yeah, you
Yeah.
can go.
Can we have a break?
Or you can leave the set and come back, or we can have a break. It's
Yeah,
up
I
to
need
you.
to go to the bathroom.
What do we roll through, or can we have a break?
I'll be very quick.
And then can you just cut it up?
He wants to keep going, so you just take it in. Okay, go.
All right, teams.
Teams. Good. All right, can break. DMs are done. Teams are in. Fred is back.
Fred is back.
Really?
Fred is back. Fred is the headline. I thought we'd give him more time at Casey, but Jake Melksham's come out because of the gash
Right.
that he got on his knee.
So Frida, May, McVie.
Yep.
That's cool.
Good changes. And then Howe's disco. Howe's omitted disco concussion. So they're the changes. Do you know what? I was saying it to Marca before you walked in from the can, Adzy, and the ball movement suits Fritsch down to the ground. If we can move it as quickly as we did against Freo, against Richmond, Freddie could have an absolute field day. He can be unaccountable.
He was probably pulling his hair out watching the game on Saturday, thinking, where's this been?
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been in good form, but lots of that is to do with delivery as well.
100.
So, yeah, if they can play like that, he should be able to bob up for a few, hopefully.
Yep, I agree. So,
Richmond changes, anything?
no, we'll go have a look. I mean, we haven't really...
Bolter curfew is a good one.
Bolter curfew. Yeah. Haven't really spoken about Richmond, have we? I mean, to have 2 wins on the board is exceptional.
Crazy.
At this point.
Yeah, they're just like a young, sort of fearless team at the moment.
They're just playing with freedom.
Everyone's written them off and they just,
It's amazing. So we'll have a really quick look at Richmond, but just really excited to get Judd back into the lineup.
Yes.
Like, far out.
God, we've missed him.
Bowie and McVie as your two key distributors.
So what do
of
we think is
halfback.
going to happen with Rivers?
With Rivers, yeah. Where has he been named? I mean, it doesn't mean much, but
Such a good one. So at the moment, Rivers is named on the interchange. I know it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean he starts on the pine, but Rivdog could actually move back into the middle now.
Yeah, that's... Well,
would you like him back in the middle?
100%.
Yeah.
Like from
I
what
think-
we saw at the end of last year, it was like that was like one of the most exciting things from last year was that okay, we have another element to our midfield, which is he just provides something different to the other three main players.
I don't need it.
I'm fine.
I love it.
I just wanted to see what he'd do if he was going to blow up for the third time. He didn't blow up because the cameras are on.
Blow up.
He blows up all the time when the cameras are off, doesn't he?
However do you mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, super pumped about him. Richmond, Ryan Mansell, Campbell Gray comes in, who I think was a mid-season.
Who's
Who
that?
It was a mid-season draft pick.
That's the win for me right there.
And then Samson Ryan's injured and Noah Bolter is out because of a personal reason.
Yeah.
I wonder what that was for.
Mm.
So, in all seriousness, not having him there is big for us.
For
Huge.
sure.
He's a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Love you.
No, he is. He's a gun. So, Pet Dog, does he play forward? He plays forward, obviously.
Yeah.
Got to go forward.
Wow. So,
Especially with May back as well.
Yeah. you
so
keep
Fuller's Fuller's plays again.
Fuller's is great. Never doubted him. No, but he actually did. Like, I know he had 6 touches, but at least he was leading up to the ball and actually giving a contest. Like, he's not great.
It was his first game.
It was his first game in a long time
In a win.
playing AFL.
Sharpie sub again.
He could be a bit melty under, in front of 80,000. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Still hanging about.
Sharpie sucks.
Yeah.
Sharpie had a crack.
Did he?
Yeah, he was all right. He came on. He got 3 touches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was a bit harsh on
It'll
Sharpie.
be interesting to see. Let's pretend that Disco and Lever were available.
Okay. Then what's your team?
So Fuller's out
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sharpie out.
and Sharpie out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then the team's starting to look
Pretty
Like a
so
flag team?
much better, like a bit flaggy. But I just hope and pray. Let's knock on some wood. That like when that does happen, that we actually get a good run of it. I feel like every week we've had to make a few changes. Like you can't get any flow if it's just changing all the time, especially when Lever and May, who are just absolute pillars, who are coming out. I just really hope we get a good run of it, and I feel like that's our only opportunity to potentially push for, a 10th spot.
10th is the highest we can finish.
It's not, but for us to, if we're going to put together a half decent season after a really bad start, you just need continuity with your team, and we don't have the depth.
No.
So for us to do well, I just feel like we need all of them out there playing.
I agree.
And for that to happen, Sharpie needs to get out.
Tom Lynch, who goes to him? May?
May, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Stephen? Okay, no worries. I'm trying to look at other players that could cause us problems.
Just people like, can we play somewhat of a defensive role on Boston, who's an absolute gun?
Good call. He's a star.
He can just really set up the game for them. He's still underrated.
Who goes to him?
Do you reckon Colton could do it?
Because we almost need to do a bit of a defensive tag on
maybe.
him.
Sparrow.
Yeah.
He dominated last week.
Sparrow could do it as a high half forward, a defensive forward.
I'm happy to give plaudits to Sparrow. I feel like he's been
okay.
He's been good. He's been good.
He's been all right.
I haven't been noticeably yelling at him during the game. So I,
still
feel like
don't
that's
know his role.
No one does.
It's
I don't think he
confusing.
does.
Not a fan.
I still don't know his role. I think Cade's been good this year.
Yeah.
Chin?
Yeah, he's been.
You don't like his nickname? Or was that Nuggets?
No, I don't know. No, he has been.
I think
credit where credit's due. He's been all right. He's been pretty good.
He's been
pretty good.
Better than all right.
He's been. I feel like he's been good.
Where would he be in the BNF? Chin.
Oh, probably 8th.
15th.
8th and 15th. That's a big range. I think Ed Langdon's starting to play better footy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put him back on a wing, and then suddenly he turns back into the player that we know. It's like, duh.
Yeah.
Like, what were we trying to do? Putting him in the midfield.
He's just not that.
No. And it hasn't worked out that way. The thing I really want to see, Viney, Petrarca, and Oliver, just be smart with the way you use it. Just be smart. It was really interesting with Clary.
Rivers. Let's get Rivers in there.
And get Rivers in there. Clary had 5 kicks last week and 20 handballs. And I'm starting to think, like, is that a directive from the coaching staff? Like, you're not allowed to kick anymore.
It's probably a confidence thing as well.
Well, he's been blazing away. And Track, and another one, I just put Track on the agenda again. Like, Track just has to fucking think before he disposes of the ball going inside 50.
That's one of the good things about last week that Kozzy absolutely fired. Like, if he does that again, we win.
Yeah.
But then we've got those players sitting there that probably haven't hit their straps yet. So if Track or Clary comes out and plays the best game of the year, then it's the same things. Like, we're not just reliant on Kozzy.
Is Nank playing?
Yeah. Good player.
Yeah, for sure.
Can cause us problems. Let's wrap.
Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about Richmond's players. Like, no offense. It's a great occasion.
Fantastic. I love that we are a part of something like this. We're pretty lucky. We get 2 games a year where it's, you know, they're somewhat standalone in their own right, and this is almost taken over Queen's birthday in a way in terms of the spectacle. Maybe just because it's never really a decent game against the Pies because we just lose every time.
Birthday.
Had to be said.
But yeah, obviously, just the spectacle of it all is just. It's
think,
really nice to be there. It's such a somber, kind of like feeling when there's so many people in the G and when everyone's so quiet. It's just a really special place to be. Holds a special place in my heart. My great-grandfather was part of the Light Brigade.
Mm-hmm.
He was an Anzac. I think I'm going to go to the dawn service as well next day.
Love that.
And regardless of what our role was in war, which was probably just pawns, but I just feel like it's just a really nice way to kind of like pay homage to, people who paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, it's the best. Well said. No, I love it. I think it's just nice to be a part of the occasion. I like the way the footy players often speak about it. I know Collingwood and Essendon speak about it really well, and I love that game as well. But even just listening to the Melbourne boys and the Richmond boys just say, well, mate, we're just playing the smallest role ever. We're just playing a game of sport.
It kind of seems like, and sorry to cut you off, but I feel like it's the same with the Essendon and Pies game. It's like, let's just play in the spirit of the game. It kind of like the tribalism almost gets taken out a bit, and it's more about let's just put on a show, and play with grit and just play hard and play fair.
Yeah. I agree.
That's the thing I love about, especially the Essendon Pies game, which is the best game besides finals. I would say.
Oh, definitely.
Maybe it's a bit of Vic bias there. Showdown's pretty cool, but yeah, I just feel like that especially. You know, the Showdown has its hatred there, but on this day, there's no like. You never hear like, oh, we hate Pies or hate. It's not really about that. It's just about, as you said, something that. Is so much bigger than the game.
Yeah, exactly. There's a higher purpose, and the clubs come together, and I think the way that they show respect and they celebrate it is incredible. Because at the end of the day, if all of those men and women that have served and are still serving don't do what they do, like, there's a world where we're not sitting here talking about a game of sport, which in the grand scheme of things is pretty insignificant. Compared to what they do.
Yeah. Thank you, Kevin Sheedy, all those years ago. 20 years ago. No, 30. 30?
30? Was it 1999? 95. There we go.
It was a draw.
That's right.
Sav Rocket kicked 9.
Sav.
8.
Far
9?
Wow.
It was 9.
He had a big day.
Yeah.
Sav. That's good. Nick's our resident.
So
Collingwood
maybe
producer.
put some money on the don't bet.
Yeah.
But maybe put some money on the draw. A bit of omens there. 30 years on. Pies are going to smash.
Oh, Pies will tear them apart for sure. So yeah, it's a special occasion. Absolutely love it. Should we do predictions? Or do you
Sure.
want to say a little bit about the game? Or?
No, I think you guys summed it up well, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
same feelings.
It's good. Okay, I'll start. We'll go around the room clockwise. I'm looking forward to Adzy's. I can really feel something brewing. I can really feel
I don't
it.
do the big ones anymore.
We know,
He's-
mate.
He's prefaced it. So we've got our mojo back.
Do we?
I think so.
Yeah, we're back.
One win. Yeah, one win sample size.
Yeah, it might be
They're
flat.
ready to make us clowns. I feel like the 5-day break will ruin Richmond way more than us because they're younger bodies. So I think they'll hang tough with us for a half, and then I think we'll just completely overpower them in the second half. Hoping for some accuracy at the start of the game, like last week. I think that'll set us up. I think Bailey Fritsch is going to have a field day, purely because of the way we move the ball, but also just the calibre of opponent. I think people will be too concentrated and fixated on Kozzy, and I think Bailey actually might hit scoreboard again. He'll kick 4. Kozzy will be best on again. He'll probably kick 4 and have 30, and we'll win by... I said on the Richmond podcast before we were going to win by 3 or 4 goals, but I'm on my show now, so I think we're going to win by 8 goals.
Fair. Yeah, I expect us to win this game. What that means, I don't know, but
For what, the future?
just in terms of, my expectations have just been off. Whenever I put them forth, but we should just win this game.
Yeah.
Right? By how much? Haven't really thought about that. I don't really care, but because I have to make a prediction, I'll say 27 points. Don't mind your sentiment of kind of like kicking away later. A whole 27 points. And I feel like Petrarca will remind and announce of what he was.
Love that.
And what he is.
Remember.
Yeah.
Remember track.
Mm.
Here we go.
Yeah, I reckon we're going to come out of the blocks hard. Actually, in all honesty, like if we start like we did against Freo, I agree with you. Bailey Fritsch, like, could kick 5 possibly. Kozzy Pickett is going to turn it on again. He's a big game player. I find like he'll light the big crowd under the lights. Fullers probably won't. That's probably the only player I'd say. But
only get 3 goals out of him.
Yeah, I think the ins that we've got, Judd McVie and Bowie off half back against their young team, like they do have some young guns that everyone will be very aware of in the next few years, if not already. Yeah, I just think that we're going to pants them basically the whole night, and it'll be over at half time. I reckon we'll probably be up by 80 at half time, and then maybe 120 at 3/4 time, and then lose a little bit just with our legs. So maybe win by 110. But if we don't lose the legs, maybe 160.
He's back.
110 or 160. I'll take that.
That's cool. That's nice. I thought you were going to say they'll rally and get it under 100. We've done that a couple of times. Remember the North game? I think a couple of years ago, where we got out to 118 or 110, and then
Yeah, and then we only ended up winning by like 90 or something.
yeah, and we were all disappointed.
Felt like a loss.
Yeah, legit. Bowie kicked a big goal in that game.
Yeah, he's good.
My memory serves me
It was a
correct.
big loss this year.
It'll be good. Now the funny
Get to the game.
the funny thing last week, just to quickly wrap up, is
But also get to the game.
I went back through the bigger thread that we're in with TC and the Corcorans and the Adams and all the boys and Mardo and whatnot. It sounded like no one went to the game last week that we know.
Yeah, but, I mean, I didn't.
But which is weird because 25,000 people rocked up. I thought it was going to be 15.
Yeah, I was away. I have an excuse.
Mm-hmm. I was away too.
I love how
Marca
we're
was-
talking about
Marca was away
25,
at the
like
s-
we're surprised that 25 is rock
I
hard.
was surprised.
25
No,
was
no.
all right on the
No.
Saturday of the Easter break. I
No,
reckon.
I-
Agreed.
against the interstate team.
But
Exactly.
that's hilarious in itself.
Yeah.
But
Look,
hang on, if that's not
Hey, it's funny.
Easter.
Let's just move on.
is it our home game, by the way?
yes.
Oh, so we'll get all the coin from it.
Yeah. How many? Okay, then what's the prediction of how many will be there?
78.
Okay. What's yours?
84.
84.
I feel like, they've won a couple. That's cool. That makes it more interesting. And the fact that you get a day for the most part. I'm speaking to most people here. You get the day off the next day. Like, there's no excuse. It's not like it's there's no excuse.
If we both didn't win Richmond and Melbourne last week, what would it have been in your opinion?
Actually, it would
It'd
still
still
be
be big.
It'd
Still
still be
be
in the
big.
70s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like 75.
Because I think lots of people
Yeah.
turn up for the reason of the game and like the show beforehand and so on. So
I'm going to nestle in between. I'll go 81. I reckon it'll crack 80. I fucking love this game.
Yeah.
Such a good game.
When all the lights are on.
Want to see a win live. Do you know my last win was the end of June against North live because I couldn't go to the Essendon game and I couldn't go to the West Coast game.
I can't remember mine.
Yeah, my last win is so long ago.
I went to the West Coast one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
think I
last
might
one.
have
It's
been
a
at
long
that.
time ago as well. You were at that one?
Don't know.
Just the fact that
I think so.
can't
Were you in the
remember.
Gold
Let's just
Coast with
Just
Nuggets?
go with yes.
Were you at the Gold Coast game up at Metricon?
No, that was
No.
just Tommy Cannon.
That was Tommy and Nug, yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen a win live. So
Well,
please. I know. I'm just saying, please win. And then on Sunday,
if it's lost, we come back in here and we call for head.
Yeah, we're burning the place down.
and my son better stop singing the Melbourne song. He just spontaneously sings it around the house. If we lose, don't sing the song, Harry.
Yeah, in the cot
He's been
now.
annoying me. But this week when he's singing it, I'm like, jumping in with him. Yeah, let's sing the song. But if we lose, he cannot sing the song.
For sure.
Stop singing it. He just randomly sings it. And it's
No,
been
keep
triggering.
singing, Haz. Go for it.
Huh?
Keep singing it.
Yeah, while he's oblivious, because we know what's
It's all
gonna happen
good
in the
times for
future.
him.
What, so we win every week?
Yeah, it's all pos.
The daycare people are Collingwood fans, the two carers. The
He
primary
doesn't know that
carers, and
Kozzy's
they're
about to
trying
rip his heart
They're trying
out.
to brainwash him. He comes home and he's like, Collingwood Magpies. It's like a fucking robot. He's brainwashed. They're just trying to indoctrinate him.
Can't have that.
That we're not paying you fees at daycare to indoctrinate my son. They're beautiful people.
Take him out.
Love them. They're actually amazing people. Love them.
Homeschool him. Drill it into him.
And he goes, Hawthorn Hawks. I'm like, no, there'll be no
no, we
Hawthorn
can't have
Hawks.
that.
fan in-
Hawkball.
Oh,
the
God,
wizard.
they're hateable,
The
aren't they?
wizard.
Hate Hawthorn.
He missed a goal.
Yeah.
So
Also, he's not the wizard. Jeff Farmer is.
True. All right, we'll wrap it up there.
yeah, let's finish that.
It's
Yeah.
been good. Go D's.
Come
Get to
on,
the ground.
D's, you cowards.
No excuses.
Nah, you just got to win.
Yeah, just win.
2 in a row. Let's get some momentum.
Yeah.
Confidence.
Yeah, and then the Harley Reid show the week after, and they'll win their first game of the year. Eagles.
Nah,
No, I'm joking.
We're going to go 3. We're going to go 3 in a row.
Nah,
and we'll
we're
be
beating-
smoking cigars in here in a few weeks.
We're beating Hawks. I can feel it.
We're beating Hawks.
Is that after West Coast?
Yeah.
Oh, if that happens and we go 4 and 5, that's genuine flag.
Yeah, that's flag. End of season. Don't care what happens after that. That's it. That's a wrap. See you tomorrow night.
Go D's.